Okay, so I want to go through a series of videos and show you guys how to make a finger joint box out of cardboard or really whatever material you want to use, but we're going to begin with cardboard. So finger joint boxes look like this. There's little fingers on the side, and these are all easily cut by a laser as long as the material's thin enough. So you can scroll through. Ours are kind of be looking like that actually. Lots of things you can do with the laser cutter and all these joints. And you can buy, incidentally, from Uline, this company that sells a bunch of packaging supplies. You can buy corrugated pads pretty cheaply. In fact, that's what we use at the school here. I think one that's exactly our fit, 14 by 20. So easy to get the cardboard. What we're going to begin with first is sketching. So I'm going to actually, the first thing I'm going to do is go make a new component just from habit. I'm just going to call it a box. I'm really going to call it box because we'll probably end up putting all the sketches for everything on the box onto one sketch rather than making one for the long side, the short side, the top, or the bottom. So I'll end up having just sub assemblies in here if I want. So let me turn on the origin in here and to make my first sketch. I'm going to draw it on this side, the long side. Now there's a couple different ways you can actually make a finger joint box in CAD. You can draw rectangles and then kind of pattern those and then trim off the sides you don't want. You can draw individual lines and then pattern them or just draw them individually. Or you can actually or you can do mirroring across some middle axis. So I might try to do a little bit of mix up all of those just to show you guys. And you can choose which way you like the best. So I'll just first start with the easiest. We can draw a finger joint box just by drawing a line. L is a shortcut. I'm going to just draw it from the center. I'll go up, say, 1 inch. I think I'm already in that dimension. Yeah, I am. And then I'll go over another line. Whatever the thickness is of the material you're going to use. So in our case, for this example, we're going to be using cardboard that is 0.175 inches thick. So to make a nice tight fitting and like super smooth finger joint, we'll just make that finger the exact thickness of the material, which is 0.175. Okay. And from here on out, you can kind of just draw some lines, whatever way you want to make it. I'll just do a repeating 1 inch and actually, what I'll do a repeating 1 inch and half inch box. I'll come back out. Again, I'll just do a 0.175. And I'm going to kind of build my way up here. Okay, so I'll end this up with even 1 inch fingers at the top and bottom, and everything else is kind of symmetric in between. So there'll actually be three. These three right here. So that's one way you can do it, and you really could go all the way around there and keep on drawing all these lines, however you want to do it, to make like a lid, for instance. And I'll do a little bit, but I'm going to keep on. Actually, I'm going to switch ahead to some different techniques to make this faster. I'll draw one more. I'll keep the same pattern going. This will make 0.5. And then I'll draw one more line up, and then we can begin a pattern. Okay, so actually I'm going to turn off my dimensions. They're kind of getting busy in there. I'm going to turn off also my constraints. Now I'm even going to turn off my origin. And because I basically did all these dimensions, everything's black now. It's all fully constrained. Eventually I'm going to lose these constraints because I'm not going to keep everything so defined. Like when I do patterns or mirrors, I might end up losing that black locked in constraint. So in any case, I want to now start making a pattern. I'm going to go up here, rectangular pattern. I want to pattern this section right here. Because actually I end up repeating when this piece comes over here, it'll connect up with there, and I can make these really quickly. So I'm going to push these over, and let's see here. I'm going to make it, the spacing will be 1.5 inches total. So actually when it spaces out at 1.5 inches, that's when it repeats. And you can see they kind of line up now. I'm gonna maybe do, so this is 1.5 here. That's 3, that's 4.5. So this will be 6 inches. Actually, you can do whatever size you want. The height of it, this is gonna be also 1.5, 3, 4.5, 5.5 by 6. Oh, and actually this will be the same because I need to finish up this pattern. I'm going to say okay to this pattern. I'm going to draw one more line here to make it symmetric, 1 inch. Okay, and you can see now that turned blue because I can slide it up and down here. Now, weird that it makes that go too. Oh, because it's a pattern. Okay, so at this point I can mirror this down to the bottom, and I can mirror this side over to here. I just have to first make a mirror. So I'm going to again turn off my dimensions. And if I'm looking at this, the very middle must be right here. You can tell because of the triangle. This is the middle just because it's the way it's designed. The triangle always points to the middle of a line, but all these are the middle. So, but I know that this is it. I'm just going to draw a little line there. And that'll be my mirror. And I'll draw one here. Is this symmetric? So actually, this is the middle of here. Okay, so these can be my mirrors. I'll go up here to create. I'm going to go mirror. Let's first select. Oops. First select this stuff. I won't include that mirror line, and my mirror line is this. And there it is. That's nice. I'll right click, repeat that mirror, and I'm going to now select this side. And the actual mirror is right here, and there it ends up. Beautiful. Okay, so that actually can be the side of a box. So that part's done actually. Now we just kind of have to match up the next connecting side with the next part. So I'm going to make, let me see here. You know what I can do? I can take this piece right here and I can right click and move copy. I'm going to make a copy of this actually and move it over here. Perfect. That's like way easier because now I don't have to redo this. And plus it'll match up perfectly like a little puzzle piece when these connect. So I'll hit OK there. I lost the constraint because this is all, loose, but that's okay. Got to just be careful of this. And this can be mirrored, but first let's figure out the way we want to make the top. So again, we're kind of thinking this box is going to be we're looking at like these two angles. This will be one side of it, the side I just drew, and now I'm going to be sketching this side of it. So you kind of have to imagine in your head that these are going to be perpendicular to each other. This is going to be fitting in here, but at an angle, not straight in like it shows here. Okay, so let's kind of draw this other line coming out. Maybe I'll try some other methods to do this. I'll do some rectangles. The width should be 0.175, or the thickness, the length of it, I can say 1. And I can keep on, now I can actually go repeat this. Actually, what I should even do, if I repeat this whole thing, I'm going to have overlapping ends because I'm going to have this end and also the beginning of this rectangle. When they repeat, they're going to be now 2 of them. I'm going to actually trim this. And then when I repeat, I'm not going to have any overlap because overlap eventually on this sketch will end up to overlapping on the laser. It's going to be cutting through things twice, which is unnecessary. So I'll select these 3. Direction will be over here. I can just actually drag that arrow. This is only 1 inch, so I'll make it 1 inch. And I'm just going to make this say 7 of them. Yeah, sure. That'll give me like an odd one in the middle. I'll hit OK. Okay, so now and then I have to go fill in this gap here. And I can now go through and kind of trim off. I'll make this a finger sticking out, so I'll trim this piece. And I'll trim this piece and trim this piece. And then the rest of this will be the box. I can basically just make mirrors again now that I have the two sides. And honestly, I guess I really should also, before I do that, trim this, trim that, this and that. And then I'll mirror these and they'll end up enclosing themselves. Let's see. Okay, so I'm going to even trim this. Don't need it. Okay, there's my two things. So I'll do the left side first. Mirror. Here's my mirror. Did that work? Oops. No, I selected it. Deselected, and then I'll select this as my mirror. And there it is. That's good. And then right click and repeat that. And my mirror is the old one actually right here. Still works. Okay, good.